Joy. Let's talk about joy today. When was the last time you felt pure joy? Not achievement, not relief, but joy. Joy isn't frivolous, it's fuel. It's not just a nice to have, it's essential for resilience, creativity, and calm confidence. So I'm going to share with you how has joy played a pivotal role in my own transformation journey. It was about 4 years ago in the midst of a pandemic, 2021. It was the probably lowest point of my life. I overworked. I experienced so much stress at work. At home, I was in an abusive marriage and I felt unsafe at home. Also, I just moved to Florida 5 months, just a few months before COVID. I didn't make any friends. Then everything shut down. And I had no friends, and old friendships drifted apart. I felt so isolated. Really, to some degree, I felt depressed. That's when I started therapy. And things started to look up a little bit, but still, life just felt incredibly heavy at that point. And I remember one day I was walking by the lake next to my house. I was walking my dog every day. And that day, this question popped into my head. The question was, how can I bring a little joy back into my life? Because I needed some lightness in my life. When I asked that question, the first thing came to my mind was dancing. I always loved dancing, especially in my 20s. I danced 4-5 nights a week. I was dancing salsa and Lindy Hop in Shanghai. I just had so much fun. In my early 20s, living in Shanghai, Shanghai is one of the biggest cities in China. And it's a very competitive place as a new, young professional trying to get ahead in that kind of environment. Life wasn't easy. It was full of challenges. But dancing brought me light. It energized me. So the challenge didn't feel as challenging. It just felt manageable. And then I came to United States in my late 20s, then just started this stressful life again and worked long hours, long commute, and just didn't have time for dancing anymore. I stopped dancing for 10 years. And then when I was asked me that question, going back to dancing, and I was doing some research, Argentine tango came to my mind. Tango was something I was always curious about. I wanted to learn in my 20s, but I didn't. I was already doing 2 dances already. I didn't have bandwidth to learn another one. And also, it felt really slow back then. And I felt like, oh, now in my 40s, tango just felt right. It's so essential and so elegant. It's just so beautiful to watch. I decided to give it a shot. So I looked it up. There is a dance studio. It's just 10 minutes from my house. They offer tango lessons every Thursday night. I went to that class. That was a life-changing moment for me. I still remember the first class and felt very, refreshing, but at the same time, a little bit nerve-wracking because coming back to dance floor after so many years, learning something completely new, but at the same time was just so rejuvenating and live. I felt live at that very moment. So one class turned into 2 classes a week, 3 classes, then turned into many classes. A few months later, because I became so obsessed with it, I wanted to get really good at it because being a beginner, not good at it, is not fun. I went to Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentine tango. I spent 2 weeks there and danced 10 hours every day. And now, why dance is a core part of my life. But through that experience and during the heaviest moment of lowest point of my life, dancing gave me the light. I felt alive, I felt safe, I felt creative again, and also I felt socially connected. Because through dancing, I got to make new friends. And now, dance is a core part of my life. I still dance Argentine tango once a week. And also, I'm learning a new dance called West Coast Swing. And I'm experiencing this beginner's joy, learning something new. And there's novelty, and also it's a challenge. And it's just so much fun. So now I dance pretty much 2-3 times a week, and that they are the priority on my calendar. I book it on my calendar. Nothing gets in my way of dancing. So I didn't know back then the science of joy, but I experienced it. It was through my embodied experience, I knew how big a difference it made. I had something to look forward to every week. It made stress more manageable. It gave me more energy to navigate challenges in life. But now I've studied the science of joy, and now it's all confirmed by science why I felt that way. So there are few benefits. So the first one is joy. It's a ventral vagal state, meaning that is a nervous system being regulated. So joy is a marker that your nervous system is safe, regulated, and socially engaged. And this state fuels creativity, empathy, and clear thinking because you have full access to your brain. And because it creates this incredible cocktail of chemistry. Joy triggers dopamine. Dopamine is the hormone of motivation and learning. Or serotonin is a mood stability. Oxytocin is a hormone for connection. And endorphins is a natural pain relief. All of those, this cocktail of brain chemistry improves focus, memory, and problem solving. How incredible is that? And joy increases resilience because it activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It makes your nervous system feel safe, and then it counteracts the fight or flight activation that most of us experience on a daily basis. And this helps you reset more quickly after stress and reduces chronic cortisol levels. It also counteracts negativity bias because our brain is wired to overemphasize danger. And that is based on evolution biology, right? We need to always watch out for danger to survive. Regularly boosting joy balances this bias and making your worldview more accurate and hopeful. Joy is a buffer because joy doesn't erase hard emotions. It coexists with them, making you more capable of facing challenges without being consumed by stress or self-doubt. And that was exactly my experience in the hardest moment, in the hardest season of my life. Having the joy didn't really didn't even erase all the hard challenges, but made it easier to face it. And last one is identity reinforcement. Ultimately, it's choosing joy. It's not just a behavior. It really shifts your sense of self from I am a stressed achiever to I'm someone who allows myself to feel joyful, alive, and fulfilled. And why this matters for you, that all this high achieving women, high achievers, because many high achievers live in stress cycles. To be honest, I can safely say every single high achievers that I know, all the clients that I work with, they're incredibly successful, incredibly high achieving. Every single one of them, when they first came to me, they felt stressed. And these cycles of perfectionism, overdoing, people pleasing, they feel tired all the time. But when you feel tired, you feel like you have no time for joy. And joy feels like a luxury. But actually, one of the solutions is joy, because joy is exactly what you need to rejuvenate and restore your body and your mind. Because joy teaches your nervous system safety. And this is not an escape. It's an expansion, and it's essential. With that, you feel more calm, more centered, and grounded. Then you can think more clearly, be more creative, and be more strategic. And then at the end of the day, you're happier, more satisfied, more confident, and better performance. You have a better performance. So now how to boost joy in your life? And it's a practice. And it's a simple practice. It's so accessible. That's the wonderful thing about it. Because the beauty is joy doesn't have to be grand. And joy doesn't have to be all like me learning a new dance and travel to Buenos Aires. No, it doesn't. It can just happen in your living room. Because joy is sparked by moments of safety, connection, novelty, and meaning. I just give you a couple of really simple examples and the joyful moments that I experienced today. Earlier, I received email message from a friend of mine. So she's on my weekly email newsletter subscription list. So I haven't heard from her for a while. And she responded to the email that I sent out this morning. And she said, Coco, thank you for all the light and possibility and positivity that you put into the word. And just that, just reading that message from her brought me so much joy. And also sharing this with you. And that's another way of enhanced joy. It's called savoring. I'll talk a little bit more about it. And the other one was this morning after my workout class, I was already sweaty and I went to the beach. The water, the ocean, I live 5 minutes from the beach, and now I try to go to the beach as often as I can. I spend 30 minutes just floating in the ocean. The water was so calm. The ocean was flat. The temperature was perfect, was cloudy, so it wasn't too hot. Because in Florida, this time of the year can be really hot. It was just perfect. And I was just so relaxed and just floating. I wasn't planning my day. I wasn't thinking of anything. I truly was just appreciating that moment of tranquility. And the joy it brings me. I'm like, oh, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to live here. And I'm so lucky that I'm able to do this on a Thursday morning at 9:30. That's just such a small moment, but it brings me tremendous joy. So, how to boost joy in your life? First is give yourself permission to feel joyful. Give yourself permission to find joy or to create joy. I wouldn't say find joy, to create joy in your life. Be intentional about it. It doesn't take much time. It just takes awareness. The fact that you are listening to this episode, that means you are already taking the first step. So now you are going to actually take action. So what are some moments of joy you can create in your life? There are a few of them. Just give you some inspiration. One is movement and playful activity. Like when I say dancing. Dancing doesn't mean you have to go to a dance class. You can just dance in your house, in your living room. Play some music that you like and just move your body. That's it. As simple as that. Walking in nature, that's another one. Like my favorite thing. It costs nothing. And I happen to live by the ocean. I love ocean. But if you don't have access to something like that, it can just be in a park or just in your neighborhood. Just walking. It's better in nature if you can. And do some playful workouts. I hula hoop. The other day I played hula hoop in the gym with one of my friends. And take a Zumba class or whatever that is. So that's the first one. Second is connection and belonging. Quality time with loved ones, hugs, laughter, meaningful conversations. That can include your pets. Or send a text message or just email, right? Just reading email or sending an email or reading an email from a friend, and it warms my heart. It can warm your heart too. Do that. Next one is savoring and celebration. Celebrate, acknowledge small wins, savor your food. I love dark chocolate, but I can eat a whole bag if I allow myself to. But now I only limit myself to one piece of hot chocolate. One piece of dark chocolate a day. So when I eat that piece, I truly savor it. Just let it melt in my mouth and just taste the texture, the flavor. Just do that. That's a moment of joy. And pause to enjoy what's going well in your life. The next one is awe. Nature gives so much to feel like just like make us feel small, right? It's just like incredible wonders. Watch a sunrise, watch a sunset. I just love the sunset in in Florida, at least where I live. So beautiful. Every day is different. So the colors and I just so beautiful. I take pictures every single time. I just can never get tired of it. Can listen to movie music, stargaze if you actually can see stars in where you live. Notice beauty in small things. Next one is acts of kindness. Small act of kindness. Sometimes just give a compliment to someone. Sometimes just to say hi to someone. That's it. Giving support, express attitude or the gratitude, and help someone in need. And the other day, one of my friends asked for donation, and I donated $50. I feel great, and that's also it's a simple small moment of joy. Last one is creativity and curiosity. Painting, writing, cooking, trying something new. Just like me learning a new dance now. All of those, it's, as I said, it doesn't need to be grand. It can be just small moments in life. Okay, now how do you practice? So now you have a list of inspirations. What do? I recommend this practice. Also, this is something now I am implementing as well. It's called bookend your day with joy. It's an incredible way to buffer stress. So what does that mean? Bookend, joy first thing and joy last thing at night. Joy first thing equals resilience all day. What you do is that you think of something to look forward to today. For me, right, earlier this morning, I knew I was going to go to the beach. So that was something I was looking forward to for today. Also, I have a dance class later in the evening. That also was something I was looking forward to. But for you, can be anything. Could be just waking up, looking forward to drinking your favorite coffee. Allowing yourself 5 minutes to savor that cup of coffee. Could just be that. Simple as that. So the key is anticipation. You give yourself to look forward to something when you wake up. This immediately cues your nervous system into safety and connection, setting a resilient tone for everything that follows. So it's very important to do it first in the morning, because a lot of time our first thing in the morning, what do? We just jump out of the bed, start checking our phones. No, you don't want to do that, because when you check your phones, what happens is it actually activates your sympathetic nervous system. A lot of times sends you straight to fight or flight response. Completely subconsciously. You don't even realize what's happening. And your cortisol level rises immediately. And that sets the tone for the day. And you're just going to feel stressed the whole day. And what you want to do is just simple thing. Just give yourself a few minutes to create that moment of anticipation. Anticipate of something joyful for the day. So that's the first thing. The second part, the second bookend is joy before sleep. And that gives you what? True restoration. You just reflect a moment of joy from the day. Ending your evening by revisiting joy. This could be just reflecting one small moment. Writing down on a journal or sharing it with a partner or a friend, or just in your own mind. And this practice closes the loop of the day. Instead of carrying stress into your sleep, You are anchoring in gratitude, peace, and pleasure, allowing your body to shift into deep restoration. So how often we think of something bothered us during the day before we go to sleep, right? And that is the last thing you want to do. You don't want to do that, because that will make your whole night worry about that thing. So you will get your nervous system activated pretty much the whole night. That's why a lot of time you feel like you don't sleep very well. It's because subconsciously you're still thinking of that problem and still trying to problem solve. But it's not very productive at all. What you want to do is actually allowing your body to go to deep restoration. So next morning you can wake up with a clear mind, with more energy. And joy before bed allows you to do that. And just a couple minutes. So do this practice, bookend your day with joy. It buffers stress. So there's some additional extra curriculum, extracurricular activities you can do to expand your joy. One is plan your joy. In addition to those daily simple activities that spark joy, you can also plan something that is more intentional and more meaningful for you. Right? Just like me, I plan my dance lessons. I plan my dance classes ahead of time. So it's on my calendar. Nothing gets in the way. And also I'm planning a trip coming up, and with the quality time with family or so, or I'm planning to do a 2 weeks surfing camp in Indonesia. I'm just so looking forward to that. And that is obviously the big joyful moment for me. It's on the calendar. And because it's on the calendar, so you're less likely to postpone positive experiences. So that's the one. Plan it. Second is savor. Savor the moment. How do you savor? It's really the process of identifying and then immersing in positive emotions. You want to grow the glow of positive emotions. Grow the glow. I like that. And it helps you to strengthen the memory of them and increase your motivation to seek them out going forward. Savoring also helps counteract the very human tendency to focus on and remember negative aspects of an event. Savoring. My experience, for instance, earlier, I went to the beach, I soaked in the ocean, and when I'm talking about this experience, and I can feel the relaxation, the feeling of relaxation being held by the water and the sound of soft waves and just the perfect temperature. It's cool but not cold, and it's just the water touches my skin, just feels so smooth. I just remembering that experience and immersing in the positive emotions that I experienced this morning. And just that's called savoring. So you want to just spend a little bit of time, also just a couple minutes, to savor that joyful moment. The next one is expand your joy vocabulary. A lot of times we would just describe our experience. Oh, how was that thing? How was the dance experience? Or how's the whatever that experience is? A lot of times people just answer, oh, it's fine, it's good, it's great. You want to find more words that beyond fine, good, or great. You want to find words to like more nuanced words, more precise word to describe, because that can really validate and intensify the experience of that. For instance, you want to use the words like serene. This morning, what I experienced in the ocean was absolutely serene. Elated, exhilarated, delighted, inspired. Words like that. If you don't have access to those vocabularies yet, don't worry. There's a tool for that. You can look up emotion wheel. And there's a lot of words that you can learn. And that's what I learned too. Yes. So that's that. The next one is share your highlight reel. Share your experience. Spread happiness. Broadcast what made you happiest, can make you feel better. You also can spread that happiness to another person, and it strengthens a bond. That's exactly what I'm doing here. I literally have been sharing my highlight reel of my joyful experiences. And when I'm sharing that, you can hear from my voice, and make me relive that experience. At the same time, I'm sure you probably feel that sense of joyfulness in yourself too. And maybe you get inspired to do to take a dance lesson, or to go to the ocean, or go out for a walk, whatever that is. And so share your highlight reel with your friends, with your family and loved ones. So those are the key practices and tools that I'm sharing with you today. So what I want to remind you again is that joy is not frivolous. It's fuel. It's the fuel to your body, to your mind, and to your spirit. It teaches safety, enhances performance, and makes life worth living. You are going to feel calmer, more alive, more energized, and just more fulfilled, and just happier in general. So what I would like you to invite you, this is invitation. First, I'd like you to reflect. It's which practice I mentioned above, movement, connection, savoring, all kindness, or creativity, which one will you use to spark joy this week? Think about that. And now start doing it. Take action. You can never think your way out of stress, and you cannot think your way into joy. You need to do your way into it, right? You need to feel your way into it and do your way into it. So try this practice of bookending your day with joy. And notice how it shifts your energy, your stress, and presence. And lastly is that I want you to share with me your highlight reel, your joy highlight reel. Sharing spreads happiness, strengthens bonds, and deepens your own joy. You can just, if you follow me on social media, you can just DM me, or you can email me at coco@cocoduancoaching.com. I'm very looking forward to hearing from you. Okay. Last thing before we go is that if this episode resonated with you and you want to go deeper and you want deeper support in creating a life that feels joyful, meaningful, satisfying, and aligned, not just looks impressive on outside, but truly feels happy inside. And please, I book a free consultation with me, and I'm going to share with you. I'm going to help you understand where you are now, where you want to be, and the gap in between. And I'll give you a personalized support plan. Even we decide not to, let's say, even we decide not to work together, you're still going to walk away with powerful insights. But if we do decide to work together, I'm just beyond thrilled to support you on this journey of growth and transformation. So you can find the link in the show note. And with that, I'll have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.